Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is your host, Jesse, Jeezy, whatever you want to call me. This is Up Next Podcast, and we have a very special show today. This is a political show where we're going to vent out our frustrations. So we're going to just have at it, be respectful, and we're going to go ahead and just have a good time. So I'm going to go around the table. Whoever wants to say hi and hello and give their little 30-second speech, we're going to start right now. So how about we start with Mark to my left?
Hi, I'm Mark Manning. I live in San Diego and I mean, what am I supposed to say? My yeah, I'm a nurse practitioner. I work in family practice and in
Wait,
psychiatry. Um
no. It's
and
because it's 6:17, bro. I mean, like for my client. Oh, shit.
You're on whoever iPhone is this.
So sorry, so
We're
sorry, so sorry, so
we're
sorry.
going around. It's okay. Mark, continue.
yeah.
Fuck Donald Trump.
and
Well,
um
we're saying our introductions, so let's wait for your turn.
yeah, I'm just here to you know, I guess give my opinion or what have you. But yeah, I don't necessarily see myself as a political expert or anything like that. So
Okay.
yeah.
Raven, how about yourself? You can introduce yourself.
Oh no, I was waiting for Queenie to stop barking.
Oh yeah, I know. She does that.
I'm Raven. Wouldn't say I lean any political party. I just follow logic and stories.
Like
I'm
most
just
people.
so
Hmm.
yeah, I just kind of came here to have a discussion, hear people's perspective, listen, and understand where, everybody else kind of is, and how they're feeling. So no real agenda, just here for vibes.
Absolutely. Bobby, you want to introduce yourself and say hello?
Hello, I'm Bobby Rivera. I'm out here in Minnesota, Minneapolis.
Yes,
Um,
you are. Minnesota. For you guys that don't know, yeah, Bobby's Minnesota. Obviously, I'm sorry I interrupted you. Shut up. I'm gonna
it's fine, Jeezy.
go on.
Yeah, I had no idea this was. I just thought it was a friendly Zoom meeting, but yeah, I'll be glad to join. It's my kid right here. I'm out here. We're all ground zero, I guess. But I'm not really affiliated in any political category. I just see logic and common sense, I guess, and understanding. And we live in a pretty crazy right now, I guess, and I just hear everybody's frustrations and maybe give some of mine. But
Raven, you're making me laugh. I'm sorry. You got the dog in your lap. But Bobby, yes, I'm sorry for rudely interrupting. Yeah. Um,
you're fine.
yeah. I appreciate
Can
you
you
because you're there. You're the boots on the ground that's in Minnesota.
right?
How far are you from Minneapolis? If you I'm gonna just kind of
I'm like right here. I'm like probably 10 minutes from um all that action and everything. And so yeah, like right here.
okay.
So
And what is your experience right now? Kind of,
not too much. I go to work and back and forth, and I haven't really been hassled. But I just see a lot of stuff going on around there, and stuff in the news. They ain't it is real. All that stuff's happening.
absolutely, man.
And
It's been like not just the nation, but the world
right.
is looking at Minneapolis.
Right.
It's looking at Minnesota. It's like so much has been going on. But with that being said, I'm gonna back up and just stick with protocol here. So yeah, I got the sheet of paper here. I know I'm old school. I'm a zoomer or boomer. How about we start with the first question? Tony, Eli, I don't know if you guys want to chime in or ask, or are you guys observing still? You guys are probably still observing. So, all right, you guys are observing. First question. I just want to start right here.
Hey, brothers.
How would you describe today's current political climate in one word? We'll start with you, Mark.
I'd say unstable.
Fair enough. Miss Raven,
My word is ridiculous.
good one. Bobby, how about yourself?
I would say it's feels like upside down, you know. Feels a little upside down.
I think we could all take from that Stranger Things reference. Yeah.
Yeah.
So um
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a page from like Mugatu and be like crazy pills, but that's 2 words.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 words. So I'm the host. I could get a bonus word. Let's jump into
I
the
don't
next.
think I've heard anybody say that they're just like proud of what's going on right now or happy with it, content. Like I just feel like everyone's just like this is just a hodgepodge of stuff that's going on.
Yes.
No one's really happy.
No. No. I think what are the disapproval ratings up to? You were saying something, Eli? Oh, no, I think
No, my bad. I don't know how to use this thing.
No, it's
I was
okay.
just saying my one word is unconstitutional. That's my
Your one
opinion
word?
on- Yeah, my one word, unconstitutional.
Yes. Constantly being trampled by our rights. So yes, you hit the nail on the head. How about this one? We'll start with Mark. When did you first start feeling like the country has become more divided?
I mean, it's so yeah, this one, it's like probably when political conversations like it started to feel like more like superficial and tense and stop feeling like curious. Um People really weren't listening. They were just like reacting or activated. And just like waiting to respond, and nobody's really listening, but it's just like activation, like emotional, and it just kind of shuts down the conversation. So
No, absolutely. Raven, how about yourself? Same question.
If I was going to pinpoint like a specific time, I would have to say I think I noticed a really big political shift at the end of Obama's presidency as we moved into Trump's administration.
I agree.
That's when my family started arguing. So that's when that's the point for me there.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Bobby, how about yourself? Same
Well,
question.
yeah, I just want to say, I come from a Democratic background, family type of deal, and it's always been that way. And it just kind of, with all this going on, people are just pretty silent all the time. Nobody really says nothing out here. Where I'm at, it's always been, feels like pretty strong Democratic state, and yeah, we just feel like it's just we're in a situation where we just can't do anything about anything. We just gotta like deal with everything going on and live in that world for now. That's
Albert, aka Bean, aka Beanovich, which I don't know if you're listening. Do you want to chime in on this question? And I don't think you heard it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm
So
still trying to figure out what I'm doing on this thing. My bad.
right. I feel the same way, man. I joined and I'm like, oh, what's going on? Oh, we're having a
it's
political
okay.
session.
We're figuring
Just
it out.
sitting here
So
in a
the
pool party.
question goes this. When did you feel that the nation started feeling more divided?
Around 2016. That's
Absolutely.
when I started paying attention, I guess.
And Raven hit the nail on the head. That's my answer too. It's 2016 when the orange man that has been creating all this crazy divide and just very divisive. It just invokes a lot of anger, shifting blame, a lot of that, a lot of it's their
I
fault, it's his fault.
I think
2016.
he gave a lot of people the confidence to be
Mhm.
ignorant, like loud and
Yeah,
wrong.
like he could be president.
Right. I
Yeah.
think that gave a lot of people confidence. And
Absolutely.
because a lot of people weren't like I forgot who said, I think it was Robert, but he was saying that like, people weren't talking about it, or maybe it's Albert. I don't know. One of you guys, but like nobody's really into politics, and all of a sudden, then like everyone now is. I'm a deep researcher. I know everything. No one else knows history. I know everything, and it was just like constantly that way on everybody's side. But whenever you ask deeper questions, no one had any answers. It was just like, oh, I saw this meme, and it's like,
Mhm. Yeah.
Well, that's the
Well,
problem.
I feel
Everybody's all about memes and everything's in your face, and it's 24 hours of scrolling and looking and memeing and the
yes.
left clowning the right and the right clowning the left. And it's like, you know, and at the top of everything, it's the freaking corporate government, the millionaires, the billionaires stepping on our throats while we're over here just blasting on each other.
Yep. No, I
It's
agree
pretty damn
100%.
stupid.
we're divided in the wrong ways. I feel like a lot of people are dividing by like sometimes like race or
Yes.
Democratic Party, but it's really a separation of the working class normal people and then like the super wealthy, and
Yes.
just very unbalanced.
That part
Right.
exactly. Absolutely. And I'm gonna just say something that the guy Frank from Shameless put it in perspective. I'm gonna butcher the quote, but he absolutely hit the nail on the head where he mentioned that it isn't a left or a right, it isn't a white or a black, it's a poor and a rich. And that just absolutely hits it right there. So
What
it's
about a mid? What about mid class? I think I consider
there is
myself.
no more mid class, man. We're all poor.
I thought I was mid class until
I
I figured
feel
out that
mid class, but not really mid
I'm
class.
like poured out again.
More
Yeah.
like inflation class. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you make 140K a year and still be considered freaking poor? You know what I mean?
There you
So
go, man.
that's my
That's why, like,
thing.
I don't know how a lot of people are even doing it right now. Like, I know
Yeah.
like everyone's probably like what 10, 15 people under a roof. I don't know.
What do you call it? Multi-generational housing or
Yeah.
living with each other, grandparents with parents and parents
Yeah.
with kids, and
Mhm.
that's like the only way you can afford a $3,500 mortgage.
You got to pull your resources. Absolutely. All right. Jumping on to the next question. We'll start with Mark. What's- You can be on video if you want.
I
But
don't know how
next
to.
question. What's the one thing most Americans actually agree on if it's not political, doesn't show it? Even if politics doesn't show it, I'm so sorry.
Well, I think it's like a human need.
Hmm?
It's more like I not to be too clinical about it, but like, people definitely just want like security and to feel respected, whether that be like economic security or physical security, and to be just respected and listened to, and I think if you work hard and play by the rules and do everything, the right way, then things should work out for you more or less. You should be able to have upward mobility and not be, you know, so overworked or stressed out, that you're just, unable to like make ends meet. It's like people go to work and, people should be able to work a 40-hour work week and be okay.
Wait for a second. Sorry, Mark. Give me
Yeah.
a second. Hit duties.
I don't know if you were chiming in or if that's just background chatter. Okay. Going on to Ravyn. Same question.
I
You need me to
think
repeat it? I can repeat it.
I echo Mark's perspective. I think we all just want to feel secure with our future. We want our children to be safe. We want our families protected. And the fact that everyone's feeling like a rug's being pulled from underneath them at every turn is very unsettling. Taking it to like Maslow's hierarchy of needs and all of that, like feeling secure is like a base bone to build confidence and find love and all those other things. And so when you don't have that, everything else just feels shaky. So so yeah, but I think we all want those bare minimum things: safety, security, and just knowing that your family is going to be safe.
Absolutely. I agree with you. Bobby, how about you chime in on that?
I heard what Mark was saying. I'm gonna have to agree with that, and that part of Ravyn, what you're saying, and yes, I totally agree with that. And that's just pretty much what all human beings wish to have, right? All the good things, I guess. Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Sorry about that. I had to step away for a second and deal with the kid.
No worries.
You know,
No,
he's
it's
in my business right here.
It's all right. Hey, Albert, Bean,
So,
Beanzo, same question, man.
I what was the question? Sorry.
Okay. I'll repeat it. What's the one thing Americans actually agree on, even if politics doesn't show it?
Oh, I think they agree on the fact that we're for days getting taxed up the butthole. And it's like we make all this money, we put some money away, and then they come around and tax the freaking interest on the money they already taxed you on. And they're taxing you on the freaking money on the groceries, and they're taxing you on this. And everybody just wants to
Every level,
live,
yeah.
secure, safe, but they also want to make a living and be able to provide for their family. And it's like, it's kind of hard to be making, you make this money and it's just feel like it just goes away so fast.
Yeah. No, I agree, man.
They pay us more money so they can tax us at higher rates so they can make more money. So it's not really about us.
You go around, you get a raise, and they raise your insurance rates. You go around, you get a raise, and they raise the freaking gas prices. I mean, right now California's getting hit with some high ass tax gas prices, or they're gonna get hit because they closed down that Valero refinery down there, and I think another one too because of those companies are moving away from California. They don't want to pay the whatever it is that California is doing right now with the
Taxes.
oil refineries.
Yeah.
So,
No, I agree with all you guys. Just to simplify it, because I'm always a simple guy. But the one thing we all can agree on, politics aside, is our family. The love we have for them, the security we have under a roof, and just the freedom we have to kind of just speak our minds without looking over our shoulders. So
yeah, people want
that's
the right. People want the right to be able to speak their minds, but that shit's getting taken away too. Looks like.
Well, it's a tax that comes with speaking your mind now. So it's like you have to have the repercussions. So you have the people that have like work jobs that, yeah, you could say whatever you want, but you're gonna have to reap the repercussions from that. So, I mean, where do you guys stand on that? Like, let's with freedom of speech and people like, I don't agree. Like what's that worker that called Trump a pedophile? I mean, he was suspended. So, I'm going to deviate from the questions, but Mark, how about you? Like freedom of speech. What the fuck? you elaborate on that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's some people in certain professions where you do face repercussions if you go against whatever is the narrative that you're supposed to be whatever the powers that be want you to say. And so that's not freedom of speech, plain and simple. It's also like it's not freedom from consequence. So, it's like if you do say something, there is a consequence to it, good or bad. So
Yeah.
it's like I think it comes with responsibility too. Free I think that's probably a missing piece is like accountability, responsibility. Just in general, it's like
You got to be ready for it.
yeah.
If you want to go out there, protest, talk shit, say on your company or on the president or whatever, I'm pretty sure most companies have these what do they call them? Social media, like you can't be posting stuff, you can't be saying stuff, or it's against their policy. You know, you could be fired or, you know, whatever.
I
So
think for
is it
a
really
high
freedom?
level
You can't say it.
executive,
You probably won't get
yeah.
killed for it. You probably won't get killed for it
Well,
like in Iran. But
we're going into Charlie Kirk territory there.
yeah,
Um,
that dude
but
got.
yeah, you absolutely have like that same idea of like, okay, I mean, for a high executive in a high position, you know, like let's just say the highest of the high right now, Trump, he posted something offensive on his social media right there. That's freedom of speech, yes, but
And
now
then
you
he
got to
said,
pay the
"Oh, it was
consequences.
somebody else posted it. It was a mistake.
Exactly.
Somebody else posted it." But he does that shit all the time.
Yes.
Yeah. He's above the law. So,
He's acting like it, yes.
you know, but there's multitudes of that factor, I guess, you know, like you said, you know, you can't record stuff. You're going to have yourself there, or you can't, you know, some things can't be taken back when you say them, you know, to certain people. And it depends who you are, I suppose, you know, if you, some people you can brush it off, some people will sue you, you know, so
Mhm.
you just got to be ready. So,
Raven, what are your thoughts on that?
On freedom of speech,
Yeah.
I think, I don't know. I understand like what its purpose is, but I think that people go around and feel like they should be able to say whatever they want to say and be protected. And I think that's been blown out of context over time. I feel like you should be able to say what you have to say, and you know you're not going to lose your job or you're not going to be harmed in any type of way. But you can't expect people to want to continue to like be around you and force people to interact with you because you just feel like you should have the freedom of speech. Like if I don't like what you're saying, I'm going to change the channel, and you can't be mad that I changed channel. So.
And I'm going to add to this just from my perspective on this. So yes, freedom of speech, we have it as far as you're not going to get arrested. I'm going to speak up. You're not going to arrest. That's the legal standpoint. But on the personal level, yeah, you could say whatever you want, but you're going to get punched in the face, especially if you're saying something offensive, racist, something, uh, you know, those things. So you're going to reap the repercussions from that. So you can say whatever you want, but yeah, somebody might not like it, and you're going to get sucker punched, and you're going to be on the internet, and you're going to be a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
What
just
I
think
mean,
about it. Back in the
but
days during segregation, if they didn't step up and get sucker punched by the cops, fucking schools would still be segregated. So you still need those people with balls and to go out there and march and you know like freaking the dude that just got blasted at in Minnesota or Minneapolis and the other chick with in the car. I mean,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know, and
Renee
now you got a
Good,
bunch of kids out here
Alex
in Utah
Peretti.
just bailed schools, like in the middle of the day, bailed school and just freaking a whole mess of them out in Utah started protesting on immigration. Like,
yeah.
I think they said like 80% of that school is Hispanic, so they freaking booked it, and everybody was out on the streets. But is anything going to happen? I don't know. Out here in Utah, they're probably just laughing at them because there are a bunch of Republicans just like come here legally, do it the right way. Even my cousin, he's a hardcore Mexican, and he's pro Trump, and he's always telling me, oh, they got to come here, do it the legal way, and this and that. And I'm just like, bro. Fully, half the people in this country don't do shit legally. Everything's always corrupt. Your own fucking president's the biggest corrupt motherfucker out there, and you're crying about some dude that comes out here works at a car wash, and you want to go pull him out and drag him down the street, and in front of his kids in the park. That's petty. That's bullshit. And all it is politics. He wants the Democratic votes to be gone by the next November. He wants to shorten that shit. He wants the Repubs to have all the votes.
So what's
Go ahead,
very
Raven.
interesting is I was rewatching it wasn't Melrose Place, but it was like an old show, Jesse. You probably know what it is, but Johnny Depp was in it and he played like a cop or
21 Jump
something.
Street.
21,
Yes, 21 Jump Street.
21 Jump Street.
I was rewatching that recently, and they were having the exact same conversation about deporting illegals, and it was the exact same thing that was happening. This is like in the early 80s. Here we are in 2026, and it's like we're still having the same. It is the same rhetoric, the same conversations, the same fear-based like mongering that's going on. I'm like, what is this? It's crazy. It's like history repeating itself. It's absurd. It's like
The
you just went
immigrants
back
are
and
the
watched that.
scapegoats.
Like,
We're the scapegoat. It's not the Republicans. It's not the rich. It's not the elitists.
Right. It's Illuminati.
It's the people on the bottom. It's the people, that have come here with nothing and
Right.
managed to scrape together little crumbs, and even that gets taken away.
yeah.
So
Ridiculous. Back to my original word. Ridiculous.
absolutely.
Like
All right.
many administrations have been working on this and have failed. Like,
Or they didn't try hard enough, or they don't want to, or they want to use us as pawns. They'll start working on it supposedly when the midterm or the November elections come. Yeah, we'll get you in here. Let's freaking free the borders up and come down. And the Dems do that shit too, and then they fucking piss me off. I was a Dem for a minute.
It's all politics. It's
and I'm
all
just like
words.
in the middle now. I'm just like, I don't want to be them. I don't want to be them. I want to be myself. I just want to be, the
They're
guy
all
that
words.
works, pays my bills, and doesn't get into anybody's shit. Just leave me alone.
Absolutely, man. All right, we're gonna keep this going because I know we're only an hour in. That we're gonna
Sorry,
be
I
doing.
cuss a lot.
So we could no. It's all right. I like to hear the passion, man. So that's why I'm glad you hopped on. Okay, why does it feel harder now to have political disagreements with personal hostility? Mark.
can I go first?
No.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, Mark. Or Ravyn.
Taking out Mark all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Well, I want him to talk. I want everyone to talk. So
Right. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
okay, so I have this theory.
ahead.
So I feel like it's almost tied to marketing, right? The reason I feel like it's tied to marketing is because over time, brands have been trying to personify themselves and giving themselves an identity because it's easier for people to connect to an identity. So now what I think people are doing is that they're looking at a political party or these political beliefs, and it's like they're like, this is a representation of who I am. That's why I'm able to connect with it. That's how politics are being marketed. So it's really hard for a lot of people to separate themselves from, this political view or party and themselves. So if you're talking about this person who represents who I am, that is a personal attack on me. That's it.
Mark,
that's what I was gonna say. Almost like exactly. So it's
Albert, I wasn't expecting you to be the hot tub.
no, like
go on, Mark.
I was trying to figure out how to put my video up this whole time, and I didn't know how.
Hey, well, I'm probably gonna put you on a little clip.
What's up, Bean?
Like, hey, this is Bean.
man?
He's over here in a hot tub.
Put some
in
clothes
Utah.
on.
Dude, I'm living the life right now. I'm off, so I'm just in my hot tub.
Good.
Friday.
Enjoy it while it lasts, while we have the freedom. Mark, what do you think? Question.
Oh no, Ravyn said exactly what I was gonna say. It's about identity. It's identity politics is really what I think, because disagreements feel personal and it's like an attack, whether that's intentional or not, so I think the having to separate the two is what is needed.
And then most of the time, like when people disagree or like someone feels backed into a corner, it becomes a personal attack. So it's like, oh, you don't understand because you're ignorant or you're stupid or you don't have experience. So it becomes very personal, very quick when someone
Oh,
feels
my favorite is
attacked.
do your research. I'm just like,
Well, Albert,
why
how about you chime in on that question?
this question, bro? Why am I asking this question if you don't know? Do your research. I know. Well, fucking there it goes then.
And you know what? Even if you pull out facts, even if you do your research, well, where did you get your research? Where are the facts come from? That's a lie. That's not true. Like,
the funniest one was when
cold evidence.
I told my cousin, I showed him this post about the people saying, oh, they're bringing a non-U.S. citizen to the Super Bowl. And then they show the list of all the bands that were on there, U2 and Rihanna and freaking Shakira and all these other people that were on the Super Bowl party. I go, all these people were non-citizens. And then it shows, what's his name? Bad Bunny, U.S. citizen. And at the bottom it says, he's from Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico's part of the U.S. He was born in Puerto Rico.
A lot of people didn't even realize that or know that's how bad ignorance has become a virus of just epic proportion, man.
And
It's
what's
just
stupid is
like,
that you can research right then and there. Like,
yeah,
oh, and his best. Another one is like, oh, Google's run by the from what did he say? They're run by the
the left.
media that's a for
Yeah.
the Democrats or whatever. So yeah, they're gonna put only information that is about what they want you to know.
Yep.
So where you get your information? I say, oh, I get my information from these other platforms. I'm like, okay, who runs those? I go, you see, we're just divided, and it gets personal
It
because
does.
it's fucking. You're telling me I'm stupid when I do my own research, and I'm telling you you're stupid when you do your research using your platforms. So yeah, it gets real personal. It's pretty stupid.
Bobby, chime in, man.
It's like having two halftime shows, right? At the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, Kid Rock.
It's like,
Yes.
okay, it's kind of like, oh my, that just divides people, stuff like that. Like, why can't we just have one Super Bowl? Like, just don't even watch I'm not even gonna watch the halftime show, honestly. But it's gonna be on probably because I'm gonna be watching football. That's the
Yeah.
time I go to the bathroom or grab another drink or get some food or something, and step away from the
I don't watch
TV for
that
a minute.
shit.
Like, I don't ever like remember, oh, the halftime show, it's never even it's never even been a big deal to me. But
Mhm.
I guess that's like everyone wants to talk about that right now, and but
Yeah, they politicized it.
to your
How come I
question, though,
look like the
it
dude
feels
from
like
Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
right. Yeah, but back to your
Which
question,
one?
I feel
Oh,
like it's
I
almost
know, but
like
which character are you
the
talking
buff
about?
one.
yeah.
The
Which
buff
one?
one.
Huh?
What's his name?
What's the what?
I don't know. He just looks familiar, like the dude from Always
You
Sunny
look
in
like an
Philadelphia.
actor from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Mark.
Who's that?
I don't
Oh,
know.
Mark.
Dude,
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
I'm not famous, I swear.
I look at Jeezy. He got some talent.
yeah.
No, I try to get more people, man, but they either bailed on me or they're gonna come on later. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So kind of like chime in
Yeah.
on my take on the whole identity of the whole
Political.
politics. A lot of
Right.
people make their identity politics. They're firm on the right. They're firm on the left. They're firm on that that culture, that the group that they're in, that's very tribal. This is my tribe. This is your tribe. This is left. This is right. This is up. This is down. Go ahead, Raven.
I also have a thought that religion plays a large role in that.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you're taught from a very young age. I think there's like a scripture in the Bible too that's talking about like you have to be hot or cold. There's no lukewarm.
There's no
And so I
lukewarm.
think
Yeah.
people take that philosophy and apply it to all of life. So it's like if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. So it makes them feel strong to
And
just be lean so far to one side or the other.
I think this is just me because from eagle's eye view of perspective, people want it to be very black and white, very
Easier
left
to
and right,
process.
very exactly, very easy. But for those people that have a little bit more of a brain power, understand that there's shades of gray. It's not that easy. It's not that simple. It's not, well, hey, well, let's just get rid of all the illegals. Like, hey, let's just put tariffs on. Let's just do this. It's not that easy. That's why it's hard to create change because you're having to do it with so many people and you're trying to get everyone to agree, and everyone has like, that old saying, it's like too many chefs in the kitchen. If you have too many chefs in the kitchen, they're all going to want to throw their little ingredient. They're all going to want to do their little salt bay. They're all just looking to, I want to put my stamp on this. This was a bill, a policy that was passed. I want my name on this, I want to be John Hancock, on the Declaration of Independence.
A lot of those fools are freaking very pro atheism. The guys who first signed the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, and that's their
Look it
right.
up.
They built the country that way.
They
It's like
wanted
freedom of
religion and government separate.
Yeah. And they knew that was very important to separate the two. So absolutely.
Don't
I
even
mean,
get me
you look
started
at
on
other
religion.
countries that their religion is the driving force, the government that runs the country, and I mean, look how that's working out. So
Right.
it's very difficult.
Like,
But
I don't
they-
even
Look on the
think
Crusades worked out.
I don't even think America was born on Christianity. I think it was more of an idea, you know, like for everybody to be here and of different backgrounds and not, you know,
They knew.
kick certain people out. You know what I mean? Like it was just kind of like a immigrant country. So
They
that's what makes
got
it.
here in a foreign land, absolutely. Even if they were
Yeah.
Christian value, they knew they had Indians that had no idea what the hell Christianity was. And,
Right.
you know, they're like, okay, well, we're, you know, in your guys' territory, but we're trying to get a little piece of it. We're trying to get together. We're trying to do the first Thanksgiving.
And like
How
Albert
you
said
doing,
earlier,
JJ?
you know, like sorry about that. But yeah, like
No, go
Albert said
ahead.
earlier, you know, they're trying to eliminate all the illegals here so they can, you know, do more votes. And I honestly I don't think that'll change anything because if you look at it, you know, the legals, this state's always been a blue state, even since before, you know, Somalis or whatever were here. And I don't think that that's going to change anything because there's some hardcore, you know, Democrats here, and I've seen it, and it's just, I don't think it's going to turn red or anything like that. I think it's going to just
Well,
cause
Trump's
a
trying to
crazy?
ruckus.
federalize everything. The
Yeah,
no more
Yeah.
state,
Crazy.
no
A
more
little
electoral
fun fact
college.
about Minnesota.
Yeah.
When the whole nation, literally the whole nation, voted for Ronald Reagan during his campaign,
Yeah.
Minnesota was the only state that said, "Nah, we're blue. We're not gonna vote for you." So
Yeah.
y'all have been Democratic and you know
California was red, you know, and it's just,
we
yeah,
were too, but you know we voted a governor that was Republican.
yeah,
We've been up and down. A big part of the central is Republican. You know, it's like we're a little divided. We're
yeah.
all divided. But I think when it comes down, when the chips are down, I mean, we know this isn't right. We know what to stand up for what we want. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, I don't really bash on any Republicans or anything or Democrats. I really like being, I'm kind of neutral now. I feel, you know, everything I've seen and been through, and it's kind of just, you know,
And
I just know what common sense is and what right and wrong is. And,
thank
you
you.
know, that's
I
about
think
it.
that's it.
Everybody has that internal compass, and when
Right.
you fucking just ignore it and just follow homeboy blindly, well, then you're fucked up. Then you need to check yourself, like seriously. You know, like we grew up, you know, Jeezy, we grew up doing some bad shit. We knew it was bad, but we did it anyways. It was fun, you know.
Well,
But
we were under the assumption of like, well, this is fun. We're young and
yeah,
we're just
but
out
now
here
I'm
having a
old,
good
and I
time
still have
without
that
thinking of the
internal compass.
consequences. Because we thought in our youth we were invincible. We could do anything. We could, you know, whatever. We're young.
Yeah.
But we had that internal compass. We knew like, okay, we knew there was a line and we're not going to cross the lines. You know, we knew better.
Yeah, most of us.
Mhm. All right, on to the next question. We're going to keep this moving along. So, Mark, let's start with you. Do you think the country is truly divided or just louder or more visible online?
Definitely louder. I think the division is real and kind of has always been there. It's just the extremes are amplified and those get the likes and the rage bait and everything like that. So it's very much like
Rage bait.
it feels like the norm, but it's not. You know, it's like I mean, the division's there, but it's just amplified. The volume's just max, you know.
Raven?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think the division is definitely there. But I also feel like I think your question was like social media, right?
Yeah, online.
Online.
Is it more louder
I feel
or
like
is it just more
online,
visible?
I feel like online makes things more visible, so it makes people feel like it's happening more frequently than it really potentially is, right? I was having a conversation just about like kids and how they think that wearing Louis Vuitton is normal, right? Like they're just like, oh, I'm gonna take pictures in front of the Gucci store, like, and other kids see that and they're like, oh, all the kids have Louis Vuitton. This is just the norm. This is how everything goes, and so it creates this perception in your mind that this is normal, and it happens all the time. And a lot of times that's not true. And so I
Yep.
think this also kind of falls in that bucket.
Bobby, how about yourself?
I'll say more louder than, just that, you can't really, I guess now people just see, like if you don't agree with somebody, they're just gonna like, you're not my friend no more or something like that. So it's kind of like, I can see people for who they are, like just, I don't get offended, you know what I mean? I really don't. Like, I'm just more like neutral to the whole thing. Like people will say this and I'm just like, just, I mean, what can we do, right? We're here, we're living in their world. So it's like, we're just pawns, I feel like there's nothing we could do about any of this but vote. So
Well,
that's
People are a lot more vocal and
yes.
online versus in person, because you can
Right.
have a conversation with someone in person and
Right.
there's that fear that you might get punched in the face if you say
Right.
something. But online, like the person can't really hurt you. They can hurt you later. But in that moment, you just have this sense of safety hiding behind a screen.
I'm not that person that says stuff online. I'd be like the crazy person on the street, It's just, I just,
Lord, you are crazy, bro.
you know what I mean? Like, you're naked in the tub.
No, he's got shorts on, so we'll give him that. Albert, since you're the crazy one on the tub right now online, same question, man. Come on. Is it louder or is it just more visible online? The divide.
Oh, dude, it's definitely more visible. But one thing you guys are failing to mention also is that, say, back in the days, remember we had MySpace, we had Facebook started, but it was all about friends, you guys talking, sending, where are you going to meet up, this and that. Then it got more evolved. Now you got freaking AI. You don't even know what the hell's real anymore. People are
Right.
posting videos, making people pissed off out of their minds. And it's mostly the ignorant people that respond to it, but they don't realize that it's fake. And they're over there causing some shit, causing drama with their families, showing up at, whatever, Thanksgiving dinners and this and that, and be like, well, did you see this? And they're like, what are you talking about? Like that's not real. That's not true. It's like, it is definitely more louder, and it's definitely way harder to identify what's real and what's not. And that's where you get a lot of the division. You get a lot of the fights against family members. You get a lot of, like you say, there's people that are more brain active, but there's a lot of dumb fucks out there. So,
Yeah.
and a
Yeah,
lot
I
of dumb
think there
fucks
was a study.
honestly carry guns and they start shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna chime in on that. So definitely there was like a study back then, probably like 10, 20 years ago, that said something about 1/4 of America is like straight just dumb. Okay. I mean, I'm using the political correct term, dumb. Uh, but it feels now just like it's flipped around. I feel like the 1/4 is the smart and the 3/4 is just the dumb. So I don't know. That's just me.
I
Go ahead,
don't like
Ravyn.
the word. I don't like the word dumb.
Well, let's just say easily persuade. How about that?
I will say intellectually lazy. I feel
Probably
like
that one.
there's.
Yeah.
They don't
I
want.
think
Yeah, a
it's
lot
just
of people
like.
just like to be told shit. You're right.
Well,
Mhm.
I think a lot of people run on autopilot. I'm freaking like absolutely that person sometimes in the morning I'm doing stuff and I'm like, oh wait a minute, like we're all trying to figure out little shortcuts and we run on autopilot. So
Mhm.
I
sometimes
call
people
it
just do it too much.
I call it intellectually surrendered. So
Yeah.
you're just
Mhm.
outsourcing everything to
Mhm. Just
reacting.
trusting
Yeah.
the news anchor, trusting the post, trusting the tribe. Yeah, I get you.
Sad
Anything
but
to add?
true.
Okay.
Come
All
on,
right.
sad but true.
Sad but true. Isn't
Loud.
that a Metallica lyric?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, next one here. Uh, are we disagreeing on policy or on basic values and identity? Mark?
I mean, I think it's
Depends on the policy, I guess.
yeah, I would say it's more identity.
Yeah.
It's mostly identity
Yeah.
politics. It's like this is me, this is who I am. I'm this, I'm and policy debates are just like a symbol of like belonging or morality and safety rather than actual problem solving. It's all about virtue signaling, and this is what my tribe believes, and it's identity. It's not really policy. So
And I think it was the system was so like in a true democracy, the policy is supposed to reflect the beliefs of the people. So that's why policies should be created. But I think what's happening is a lot of these policies are being made to make sure certain people continue to have power, doing whatever they can to manipulate systems again for power. But to me, that's how you're supposed to vote. Like, okay, I'm thinking about the future that I want for myself and my family and the people that I care about. So I'm going to vote on things in a way where that comes to fruition. It's supposed to be majority wins, right? Like if more people believe that this is how things should be, we want to, move forward and do stuff for the greater good. But it's like now it almost feels like when you vote for like it doesn't even matter. So yeah,
Kind
that's
of.
spiel.
Yeah, especially like in presidential, like if you live in a blue state, it's gonna go blue. If you live in a red state, it's gonna go red. But if you live in a swing state, I guess your vote has more sway.
Maybe. I still kind of don't believe it because they'll do the whole redistricting thing, right? They're like, you know what? The way that
Gerrymandering.
everything's set out,
Yeah.
let's just redraw some lines so that we can get the vote to go this way or that way. Or so I don't know. It's just I feel like the power is not necessarily in the people, but the power's in the people who represent the people. So those are those people are ones that I normally care about. Like those ones I think we need to be harder on are the people that at local levels we elect. Most people don't even vote for like local people anyways, but those people are making the decisions on our behalf.
Yeah, absolutely. And then just kind of like go a little sidetrack. How do you guys feel about gerrymandering? How do you feel about just you know just redistricting? Albert?
They did that shit here in Utah, but I don't really understand it. I guess it has to do with the lines, the county lines of what's more Democratic, what's more Republican, or something like that.
I had
And
like
I guess
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say,
The Republicans are pissed about it because I guess it went the way of the Democrats this time. So I don't know.
I was trying to understand. I was trying to understand like the whole like why this even existed, right? Because I'm like, how are they able to just redraw lines? Like, because at some point that became a law because it had a purpose. So I was trying to understand like what was that original purpose and how was it at that time beneficial to this, super fair democracy that we've always lived in, right? So what I found out was kind of like the reason that that came about is it's supposed to be an answer for when demographics shift, right? So like say for instance, a lot of people lived in one area, but all those people now, so now that area they get 50 votes. But now 10 years later, all those people have migrated to a different city. Now there's only like 10 people left there. Do they still need to have 50 votes, even though their population is down? Do they still need to have the same representation or not? So that's why the actual redrawing of the lines exists. But what's happening is people are misusing it and saying like, oh, we don't have enough power. We're not even going to look at the data. We're just going to redraw it anyways based on something someone says so that we can maintain power so that we can, pass forward whatever policies that we want.
Bobby, what do you think?
Yeah, I have no comment on that, but yeah, it's just I really don't understand that, honestly. So it's not really
Well,
something.
to kind of simplify it on like
Yeah.
just what Ravyn was talking about and kind of what Albert was talking about.
No, I get what you guys are talking about. I just
Yeah.
myself don't really,
Well, I'm speaking to the audience, like to simplify,
okay,
not
okay.
to you,
Yeah.
like to simplify it as you people that are listening, watching, and observing. That obviously you're gonna get X amount of seats for Congress in your district. So just depending on what political party you're in, what demographic, Latino, black, white, etc. They're gonna redraw it, and
So they automatically assume that Black, Latino are Democrats.
no, I'm just saying, like, just based. That's some of the data. They take it in an algorithm of other datas and components, and yeah, that's what they come out with. But just based on that data and part of it, they kind of redraw it so it could be like, towards their favor, towards like, okay, they're gonna, given that data, they're gonna go with Republican, they're gonna go with Democrat. But yeah, a lot of times it's gonna backfire because at the end of the day, it's the swaying of the times. The swaying of the times is gonna be like, well, you know what? I'm not gonna vote for this person to be Republican because I think something like that similar happened in Texas where they flipped a couple
Yeah, they
seats
do
that
too.
were thinking it was going to be Republican because they're like, oh, we're going to redraw it and we're going to get a couple seats, but it actually backfired and they got Democratic seats. So it just goes to show you the temperature of the nation right now is just pretty much y'all are fucking up and we're going to try something else. Just like with anything, like whoever you're using as, a means to service you and support you, if it's not there, then you're going to go look elsewhere regardless of political party. So, all right. Next question. And we're gonna go. Mark, do news algorithms push outrage more than understanding?
Oh yeah, outrage sells. Outrage gets clicks, likes, even negative interaction is monetized. So it's like, outrage is efficient and it's great for getting likes and shares and it spreads so quickly. But what doesn't take, what doesn't what takes time is like actually understanding or seeking to understand. And time doesn't, that doesn't do well in algorithms. So it's like rage bait, like, did you see this? Like share and like comment or, argue with somebody in the comments, even that negative engagement is sometimes what the algorithm is looking for. So yeah, definitely it's made it, I feel like it's made it more like toxic too. And, you know, but yeah, it's definitely algorithm pushes the outrage for sure.
Absolutely. I'm gonna pause real quick. And we're back. Sorry, we all had to use restrooms and whatnot. And what happened?
They got to log out.
I don't know. Oh, it's probably Toni and Eli iPhone. No worries, guys. Okay, continuing back. I think Mark, you were talking last, and we'll go to Albert. But does the news algorithms push more outrage than understanding?
Oh yeah, you could see it. You could see it in your feed.
Mhm.
Like you could see it in just about anything. So absolutely, you friggin' talk about you can't take a crap, it'll start showing you constipation medicate or freaking laxatives and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, and especially you start talking about Trump and his daughter, it'll start showing you freaking Epstein files and all kinds of other stuff. It's just like you just post something and it'll come out. So yeah, the algorithm's stupid, and it's not just in politics; it's in freaking sports betting. It's in everything. That's
Do
why
you
it's
ever get like
addicted.
sometimes without even talking it or even writing it or even looking at it, that your algorithm almost sometimes reads your thoughts like in that very moment or hour?
That's it.
I
They
feel like I do.
freaking
Because I swear to God, like I'll come up with something like I was just thinking about it and I didn't look it up and I didn't like text it or write it or anything. But in that very moment, it just pops up as an advertisement. But that's just
coincidence.
my conspiracy theory.
You watch a lot of Black Mirror, bro.
It's a good show.
It is a real good show, and you know what it
Did-
is? It's probably true. A lot of it, kind of
Didn't
like in
they
plain
stop?
sight.
didn't they stop making it because it's like too realistic? Like
No,
the
it just
directors
recently
were
came
like,
out.
it's too like they're like it's too real. We have to stop.
They're
Well, I
probably
think it
trying
scared
like,
a lot
hey,
of people.
they're starting to catch on.
Hey, how's it going, iPhone? Oh, it's Natty.
Natty
What's up,
Calzones.
Natty? Yeah, it's Natty and Frank.
Frank and Tank.
Natty and Frank. Look, you got
The
Albert over here in the
microphone.
hot tub. You got Jeezy here. You got Bobby, Mark, Ravyn. They're. I bet you guys are in Disneyland.
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness, y'all are Disney adults making these kids
Dude,
wait
please come
longer in
here.
line because of you guys.
Careful, you're gonna get deported.
We actually don't even get on the rides. We just fucking come straight to the drinks and
I know.
just get
I'm
food.
fucking with
Don't be
y'all.
mad because we're like happy adults.
I know.
That's good.
But thank you guys for joining. I appreciate you guys hopping in. So thank you for being a part of the conversation. But we're
Thank
actually
you.
on the tail end of it. We're already an hour in. I was
I'm
getting ready to
sorry.
No, it's okay. We're getting ready to close it out. I wanted to give everyone kind of like 1 minute of rage of whatever you want to feel and say. So
You really want to go there right now?
yeah. I mean, you guys are probably a couple of beers in, so we'll just start it. How about with you, Bobby? We're gonna give you 1 minute. Say whatever you want to say. You're in Minnesota, Bobby.
Right.
So if anybody, you probably got a lot to say.
Honestly, you know, I haven't really been harassed myself by any ICE, but I do see them a lot. I see them every fucking day, and on my way out because they're in a community building up there, and they're just in a parking lot, just waiting for people. But people have whistles now, so they start blowing them when they're around. When you start hearing whistles, you know they're around. So you know,
That's really smart.
I would just hope everybody stays safe, and you know, and yeah, just stay out of those. You yell at them, you know, treat them how they treat you, I guess, and just yeah, stay safe and just be ready.
Absolutely. Mark, you're next. You got 1 minute. Say whatever you want to say, frustrations, vent, whatever you want to say.
I really do feel like it's the reward effort system has really deteriorated in a lot of ways. So the system kind of just feels like it's not transparent. There's a lot of corruption. Um, things are unresponsive, misaligned, and there's just no trust. We're in a trust recession. I don't even know how we get out of this. I mean, it feels kind of hopeless in a lot of ways. Um, but you know, it's yeah, it's like you should be able to work hard and earn a living and have security and safety, and you know it should be clear what you need to do, not necessarily who you know or daddy's money or anything like that. And that's how I feel like our system is run now. You know, it's very like corrupt. So it's yeah, I just feel like there's no trust. There's no trust in the system, and yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with a lot of it. And it's like there has to be a better way forward, a more fair way, a more just way, a way where the system works for everyday people and regular people. Because if you have to go to work to maintain your lifestyle, you are working class, period, end of story. Like
Absolutely.
there, yeah, so it's like you like unless you have like money invested or you like can just live off capital, yeah, then that's a different class. That's like the capitalist class. But if you have to go to work, you're working class. So it's like we're a lot of us are in this boat together, you know. So
Yep.
and I think a lot of people feel that way too, that the system's just not working for the average person. So
100%. Albert, you want to take it from here? You got your 1 minute. Speak what's on your
Oh
mind.
man, this government needs to get their head out of their ass and start thinking about our kids, you know, because I remember when Nathan was still alive, one time It was the morning, and he was like, I don't want to go to school. What's the point of going to school? I go, North Korea can bomb us at any time. And that was when Trump was barely in office. All the shit. He saw the news, he sees everything. You know, our kids are watching how this administration is freaking running this hellhole, this country right now. And it's not even a hellhole, it's the people that don't have that internal compass right now. And they're like following these freaking idiots running the country. And it's like, I was listening to this other podcast, how this guy was asking this chick some questions like, oh, I vote on policy, and this and that. And he goes, well, if Epstein ran on the same policies that Donald Trump did, would you vote for him for president? And she was like, well, yeah, I probably would. And I'm like, what? I'm like, this fool is a straight out convicted rapist of kids and shit. And you're over here saying you're going to vote for him all based on policy. I go, well, that's what we got going on right now. So they got to do something before our kid, hopefully one of the kids that are coming into age
Ain't that crazy
comes
though?
out and just does something good, because the people running the country right now are just, it's scary. It's a scary time. Definitely.
Ravyn, go ahead, chime in. You got your minute to just say whatever you want.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know if it was ever here really for everyone, but I feel like there's just a lack of mutual respect for each other going on right now. And I feel like we don't really have control over what policies get pushed through, who's president. I don't feel like the working class has any power in that sense, but what we do have the power to do is to treat each other with respect and understanding. And so I think that's where we should be focusing. That's it.
100, yeah.
100. Frank, Natty, you guys are the last to join, so you guys have a minute to say whatever you want.
Last of the Mohicans.
Last of the Mohicans.
Well, I just want to say that, like, I don't know that I want to say everything that I'm really feeling and thinking, because it's very sensitive, like seeing like all colored people be attacked this way, and it's heartbreaking, you know what I mean? And it's like, I'm gonna piggyback on what Albert said about like his son Nathan, which, by the way, my heart goes out to you, Albert. Fucking, we didn't have a separate conversation about that, but like, I love you, brother, I love you, Albert. Anyways, my kids, I don't remember being that age and like thinking like so politically the way like my kids are thinking now these days. It's like it's really gotten to them, and it's like they're only 21 and like 17, and to hear them speak up about these issues it's really fucking sad. You know what I mean? Like that we are going through this right now, and it hurts. And it hurts because even though it hasn't like got to us, but we're Latinos, we're colored, like it just because it hasn't happened to us doesn't mean that it won't. You know what I mean? Like none of us are safe at this point. Like I think of just like
Fuck
how
that.
the
We
fuck
just
did
see it
it
and
go?
can't do shit about it.
You know what I mean? And it's so sad that like we have to like fear for like our lives where we're born here, you know what I mean? But it doesn't matter if we were born here, we're just being like profiled. And this fucking administration is such a hypocritical administration to say that like they go for something, but then they're being so hypocrites because they are the ones that are going against what they're going for. I don't know if that makes sense, you guys. I'm a little drunkies, but
Okay.
I'm just trying not to like be too personal on this, like as far
And
as
it is
like my
personal.
feelings, but
It's hard
I'm
not
gonna
to.
leave it at that. I just think that the beautiful thing that has come out of this is the love of like the humanitarian, like we're all coming together, for like you could see who the real ones are that are coming together to fight for the real like issues, and like you're seeing like that within the people, like and it's almost like you know who the real ones are, and you know who the ones you need to stay the fuck away from, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to surround myself with people who are showing the reality of who they are right now. Like, I'm fucking stepping away from that. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, I'm not fucking with you after seeing what the fuck you vote for and what the fuck you're okay with what's happening. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna end it there. I think that there's a lot of love, and I think there's a lot of support within the communities of all ethnicities, all colors. When you see the love and you see people marching out there, that is a beautiful thing to me. But we got to continue to fight together.
Absolutely. Frank, do you want to add
Frank?
to that?
I mean, my deal is like I haven't really, made contact with any ICE agents or seen much stuff going on, but you know, as a father, like if that like just knowing that my kid got pulled away from me and I have no idea, like nobody should have to ever deal with something like that. And if people are okay with that, like come back to what Natty's saying, like we gotta stop messing with people that are like that. People that think being a pedophile is okay, that being a rapist is okay, that just because the way you think, no, man, like we have to cut those people off and we need to let them know, like straight to their face, how we feel, how we think, and make them get embarrassed, make them feel, like this is the type of person that I don't fuck with you because of these reasons, because they live their life. Like I said, not all of us get affected. I do work in construction areas, and I've had places where they say they're gonna pull up, and just the fear in the eyes of these Hispanics, like that's not cool. That's just not cool. These people are just trying to work. They're trying to provide for their family, and everybody has the right to do that. We come in here and we're just trying to get a better life, and that's what they're trying to do. So like, we definitely, it's getting to the point where they're trying to push us to get violent, and they want us to get violent. And then, we had occasions they try to come to Compton, and they saw what's gonna happen when it comes to Compton. But we definitely don't have to go that route. We should continue getting together, doing these marches. We have to basically speak on these things. And I appreciate you having this, Jesse. Like this is awesome. Just I'm not the most political person, but when it comes to the topic, like it really pisses me off and shit. And like my hat goes off to you for doing this, and it's awesome, and all you guys are speaking on this. Like, but definitely fuck ICE and fuck Donald Trump.
I'm gonna say my last words. Thank you guys for all being here. Thank you guys for being participating, voicing your frustrations, venting your feelings, talking about your experiences, your regions. Bobby, Minnesota; Albert, Utah; Mark, you're San Diego; Ravyn, you and me, we're Inland Empire; Natty and Frank, you guys are still around the ways in the LA area. It's crazy that I think of the kids. You think of the little Liam Ramos, the little 5-year-old. I think of my son,
Made it
little
back.
2-year-old. I think of like what they see, what they're seeing, mommy and daddy being ripped away. They're seeing mommy and daddy die.
I mean, the community is coming together out here. That's one thing that's happening. And people are donating food
I
and
see
helping
that.
families out, because there's families out there that are going hungry now because of all this bullshit.
Minneapolis is
You
being
know,
nominated for a
see,
Nobel Peace Prize because you
yeah,
guys are out there and united.
yeah, ice out, man.
Nice out, yeah.
Didn't that Venezuelan chick give Donald Trump that peace prize or something like that? Or am I making that up?
Yeah,
No,
no,
I
she
heard
gave it as a
something like that.
novelty.
There was that girl from Venezuela, yeah, the acting president,
Yeah.
the one
She
that,
gave him the
because
Nobel Peace Prize that she won, or they gave it to her or some
they
shit.
gave it to
You hear his
her. I think
latest
they took it
one?
away from her.
Participation trophy.
Do you hear his latest
Yeah.
one where he cut federal funding in New York? They're building a tunnel from New York to Jersey, and he cut over 1,000 people's jobs. And then he was talking to Chuck Schumer, and telling him, "Well, consider unfreezing the funds and giving you
Yeah.
some of the federal funds back if you name one of the airports out there in New York, after me." And I was like, "What kind of
Bullshit.
fucking chicken shit bullshit is this?"
He's a narcissist Like that just like he's like we like me like fuck him, like let's hold him accountable for that shit. That's why we need to speak up and really hold him accountable for that. Like he's trying to distract us from the fucking Epstein files. Like that is what he's trying to do with all these other like things that are happening right now. Like with what he posted today about like the Obamas, I'm like, really? You're
Oh yeah, chimpanzees in the jungle, and he's the Lion King or some bullshit.
I'm like
One thing about Obama is he's the only one that's never had any,
but
conspiracies or
what
anything
we're
on him.
not gonna do is we're not gonna react the same way. We're gonna celebrate the beautiful people and what a positive impact they have brought to us.
Another thing that drove me nuts was when he's telling the freaking Iranian people to go and protest. Go do protest, and if the government fucking kills any of you, I got your back. I'm gonna come and protect you, and this and that, and then fucking Iranians killed like 1,000 protesters, and that fool didn't do shit. And over here, he's fucking happy that people are getting shot over, during the ICE raids and all that stuff. He's like, yeah, doesn't care about that. Doesn't care about American citizens getting shot over. Doesn't care about Iranians. Just a big fucking. I don't even understand how people
Sometimes it takes
The
bad
working
things to
class versus the
happen
rich with that guy.
for good things to happen. So this is a way to galvanize. This is a way to unite. This is a way to kind of see like we're not gonna go through this again. I mean, that's what they said about the Nazis, and never again. But here we are, history repeating itself. And
everybody should not go to work for a week. Take all your money out of the banks.
file exempt.
And then
that's our
see
money,
how the companies like it. Just start one big fucking sit out for a week.
Yeah, let's just stop paying taxes, right? Yeah.
Start out for a week, and if we're
I'm
doing
hearing a lot
okay in a
about
week,
that.
keep going.
Yeah.
Where it really matters is that we need to start putting our dollars in small businesses and really get them up instead of all these corporate businesses. You know what I mean? Like there's no point in us continuing to support businesses that support what we're against. So that is what we need to do that, and we need to do
Speak
that
with our
shutdown
wallets.
for those corporations.
Speak with
And
our
I mean
wallets.
a little hypocrite, right? Because I'm speaking coming from Disneyland.
With corporate ears on and all that.
I go there almost every year.
All right. We'll wrap. We can still talk off the show. So I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you guys. Thank you for my audience that's listening. Stay subscribed. We got more shows coming up. Thank you guys so much.
Órale.